Welcome back to my channel, Mavoyayosise. So in today's video, we are going to learn what is printing, commenting and programming, debugging, errors, string manipulation, and variables. But first, before we start, I want to ask you what is programming, why we are doing programming. So the idea behind programming is for the user to tell the computer, do this for me, to command the computer to give an output. For an example, you want the computer to tell your name. So what you can do, you can give the input, then later the computer will tell your name. Okay? So the idea behind programming is to instruct the computer to perform certain tasks for you. So that's why we do programming. But first, before we begin, if you have not yet created your Replic account, make sure you watch the previous video, because on the previous video, I taught how to create Replic accounts online, wherein you can do all your programming, your coding online without having to pay using credit card. It's free. Okay? So now you can just pause the video. If you have not yet created an account, create an account on Replic, after which we can proceed with this programming. So at the end of this lesson, we are going to create a simple project that will tell your name, the name of your pet, the city you've grown up with. Then it's very exciting. So make sure to follow up this video, then you learn more about programming. Okay, so let's begin. After you have created your Replic account, then let's see the next stage. For us to start running our first programs. Okay, how we can give an input, how to give a comment, debugging, errors, because any programmer knows what is error. He knows whenever you see certain highlights on your program, you know this highlight is what is an error. So in today's video, you are going to learn all that one. So make sure to follow the video, the steps we are doing, then it's okay. So now you can come to browser. For me, I'm using Edge. Okay, open your browser. It takes time, but we'll be there shortly. So after which, you can type here Replit, R-E-P-L-I-T, replit.com, then enter. So from your browser, you can see Replit, the collaborative browsing base IDE. So if you want, you can just come here, log in, or we use this one. So in as much as you have already created the account, you can come to login. So you can log in, but first for me, the account I'm using here, this email, is my Gmail account. So I can just log in through the Gmail account. Okay, log in with your account. Okay, so now you can come to create Python. So after which you will see your interface like this, your console, and here we can start our program. So let's start our first program here. Okay. So now we start our first program. Generate a code. So we start with print function. Print you open your parentheses, you type. The last time we started with hello world, right? So hello world. Hello world. Okay, let's give a space between this. Okay. So this is our first program. So now I just want to explain a bit about this code, because as I said, first you see the highlights here. After closing the brackets, then you see this one. When you open a bracket, you must close, right? So that's why you see the highlights here. So the highlight here tells you that, yeah, it's okay, now you are fine. So this print function is what will tell the computer that this person wants you to tell him or her hello world. So that's why we use the print function. There are some other functions you can use, input function, wherein you can just say input, the computer will ask you, input your name, then you enter your name, it will give you an output. So if we go ahead, run this code, then we'll see what is inside here is our code, right? Hello world is our code. Here you can tell the computer do something. So here you can simply say, for you to remember, you can just say do something. Do something. You can tell the computer do something. So here, no sooner you enter, you can just enter everything you want the computer to do, then it will definitely give you an output. So now let's explain about errors a bit. This one, of course, is a string because it has two parentheses. You can see the quotation here. You can either give double quotation or you can give single. But mind you, if you give single here and here double, you will get an error. Or if you just open the parentheses and you never close, then it will give you an error. So let's try this. Let's remove this parentheses. So now you can see a line here that will tells you this is an error. So now let's run this code and see what error it will generate. So now if we come here run, it says what? Syntax error. This is one of the errors you normally encounter when you are running programs, when you are running your codes. So syntax error, there are some other platforms you can Google if you don't know what type of error you have encountered, how to correct the error. So you can just copy this code, this entire code here, Okay, you can copy this code, paste in Google, or you can see even there is an indication here that tells you this one is the issue. You can see you open the brackets, then you never close. So that's error, syntax error. So now, in case you don't know where the error lies, then come to Google, copy your error code, paste here. So now let's go ahead, paste this code and ahead, copy the code, then you paste in Google, you see. So this one simply tells you that there is somebody that has done the same error mistake. So you can just come here, copy this code. As you can see, they already corrected the error. You can see here, print hello world. So your error here is what? This invalid syntax, because you never close your brackets. Okay, so this text inside with parentheses you are seeing is just what we refer to as string. Okay, it's just a piece of text you can just give inside your code, inside your print function, and with this calibrate it. So we can go back to our code, then we'll try to correct this error. From Google, you know already what's the error, right? So we'll close our brackets, then we'll try to run again. So you see, now we said do something. So you see, do something is what the output, because we have corrected the error. Okay, so the same goes to these parentheses you are seeing, single or double. If you give here single and here is double, then you will have an error. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you run this piece of code, you get an error message. So you can just do the same, go to Google, copy your code, the error generated, then paste in Google, then you can see the correction of this code. Okay, so in our next video, we'll see how we can use variables, all the data types, how we can do basic calculation. So now, having interact with the print function, we have another function in Python that we use to give the inputs. The user will give the inputs and the computer will tell you what you input. Okay, so this one is referred to as input function. So first we use print function. So now let's see input function. So for the input function, you can input, you type input, you can type input, you can type input, open your parentheses, then you can tell the PC what to do. Okay, so now let's say, what is your name? What is your name? Question. Okay, so this one is referred to as input function. It's similar to print function, but for this, if we enter this run button, it will tell us what is your name. Then you type your name, it will say your name. Okay, so now let's run this program and see. You see, what is your name? So the computer asks you what is your name. So now if you type your name here, Alhaji, then you press enter. So now let's try to make this more interactive. Okay, so let's add print function here, this input function. Let's add print function and see what will happen. Print, we open our bracket. Okay, we say hello, hello, then so now we can add plus sign here, here, we can add a plus sign here, hello, plus sign. This is known as concatenation in Python. Okay, so now you can see you have a function inside the function. So this one is referred to as nested. Now we want to tell the computer to tell us our name by saying hello, your name. Okay, so that's why you see here you have a print function hello plus this one. Okay, we'll nest this function inside the print function with inputs. Okay, so now you can see there is an error here. This error is generated simply because we haven't closed this bracket. Okay, so let's go ahead, try to close this one. See, when you click on this last one, you can see this one corresponds to this. So now this one, if you click on this one, you can simply know, oh, this one, you see, debug was not closed. So you can see, so they even tell you this one is not closed. So now let's try to close this one and see. So now we close. You see, once you close this one, you can see this one and this other bracket are highlighted. Okay, but still we are having error. Still we are having error. So inputs. So now let's see. Here we say what? Print hello, then you add your name, then the computer will ask you what is your name. See, what is your name? So you need to type your name, then it will tell you now hello, say your name. Okay, so now let's go ahead, run this program and see what's our output. So here on the console you can see what is your name. Okay, so now let's go ahead, type our name, press enter, then you see hello Alhaji. But we are having issue here. See, this seems like one word. Okay, hello Alhaji, like one word. So now how to correct this one? You can simply give a space on this one after this quotation, You can give a space here and you try to rerun again. So now again, input your name. Go ahead, input your name again, then press enter. So another very simple way to correct this, okay, you can just shift this one, press shift, then you enter your name, okay, then press enter. You see now, hello Alaji. So thank you for watching this video. On our next video, we are going to talk more on this string, variables, how to add 2, 3, 4 numbers, division, all the Python operators we are going to treat, okay? So make sure to like this video, give your comments, then make sure you share this video, and don't forget to subscribe on this channel, okay? Thank you.